Preeti, in all these years, how do you think the persistence program has impacted you and your practice?
Persistence is very close to my heart. Every Saturday, I go along with the students, and through this process, I have grown from the mind, body, and soul. And today, I see myself as a more compassionate human being. I've been in the persistent program for the last 3 years, and I've been leading the persistent program. So, for me, it is important to be a role model for my students. So, when I plan with them, do reflections with them, I have grown through that process, and my children, to see my children go through that process has been an empowerment for me. I see myself more stronger and confident when I lead the persistent program.
What kind of impact have you seen on the teacher team?
The teacher team goes regular for the persistence, and during the persistent time, the teachers get to see their students, beyond the classroom and beyond the subject, and likewise the students also get to see their teacher beyond the subject. And somewhere the teachers have now started sensing that inner satisfaction. Spending that time at the initiatives have helped them to be more empathetic towards any other situations that they would have come through. And the willingness which they go, they not only see the value that it adds to the students, but also it adds value to themselves. As a teacher team, we also sit and do our reflection to see how we have grown through the process.
What impact has this program brought about in your students over the years?
The impact that the persistent program has on students is immense. Each initiative has a student CEO and a co-CEO which lead the group, and through their role they are able to build strong leadership role and also build good relationship with the volunteers. Secondly, it develops a lot of patience within you when you work with the user. Third is that you work from moral authority, means you are doing, and that's why you are asking others to do. The other thing is you don't sympathize with the user, you work from empathy. And the one important skill is on-spot improvisation. There are times when we go to the initiative and we sense, that the user is not in the mood, or you need to change something. So the student, with whatever is available, can you change the entire plan and come up with something that will bring smiles to the user. And the last and most important is that you work with accountability, means you don't give excuses and you stay true to your role.
Was there a particular scenario when a child or children were resistant on engaging with the persistence initiative? How did you manage this situation?
There are times where some students are resistant about the persistent program. It could be because they are academically driven, and they are caught up in other things and all, and they don't believe in that idea that much. And for them it could be like I have to go because it's like a tick mark, and I go, and they don't see the real value in the persistence. So we would have one-to-one interaction with them, get them to understand that it is important to be part of persistence. One other good idea is that you can share the good work that they do, and if you have visuals and pictures or video, you show them their own work that they do and how much impact it has on the user. That may motivate them to come back to the persistence and all. Thirdly, sometimes we are hard on them. We get them to understand that it is a collective responsibility, and together only we can make that difference in somebody's life. There are times we seek help from the parents. We call in parents and we talk to them, and we also get the parents to help us out with this, so if they can have similar dialogues at home regarding the importance of persistence, which we share in school, then maybe the child believes and then becomes part of the persistence from their heart.
Is there any story of one particular child who was hugely impacted by the persistence program that you would like to share with us here?
We have many change stories in persistence, but one story that has stayed with me is of a student from grade 10. She's part of the old age home, and usually she's a quiet personality. She doesn't get in conflict with everybody, and she sometimes is nervous about things. And she joined this old age home. Of course, she started her interactions being nervous whether the grandparents will open up, whether she'll be able to build a bond and all. but just the continuous effort that she puts there, there is a visible change that we can see. She's there all the time, regular with sessions. When she spends that time with the grandparents, she becomes very close with them. They are so open to share their stories, the healing nuskas that they share with her, and they feel that she's their own granddaughter. I think that's what she leaves in that place. We see her more confident now. Whenever she shares her story, there are shout outs for her. She's the CEO and she leads the group and she inspires the group too.